Good day, my dear students. This is your teacher Eric, your Science 8 teacher from Magdum National High School. Welcome to TB-based instruction. Before we are going to start our lesson, requesting everyone to please pause for a while for a prayer in a video presentation. Good day, learners! You'll be dealing with various activities concerning diverse living organisms. It will be an interesting way to get acquainted with the living organisms' characteristics, making it as a basis for their groupings and eventually classify them systematically. Before starting with the activities in this class, you will have the chance to answer the test to find your past knowledge about concepts in classifying organisms. HQ time! Question number 1. Which of the following is the highest and the most comprehensive level of classification of living things? Letter A, class. Letter B, genus. Letter C, family. And letter D, kingdom. The answer is letter D, domain. Second, I think everyone is doing great. So let's have another activity. I want you to observe the picture presented here for a few moments. Can you think of a way on how to arrange or classify this messy room? Okay, let us now proceed to the objectives of the lesson. Our learning competency is you should be able to classify organisms using the hierarchical taxonomic system. Our specific objectives are the following. First, describe taxonomy. Second, classify organisms using hierarchical taxonomic system. And lastly, you need to explain the importance of classifying living organisms. Our lesson for this TV-based presentation is classifying living organisms. In connection to the previous activity on the messy room, it has been guided with these guide questions for this activity. If you are the owner of this room, how would you arrange the things here? Second, how would you sort or classify the items to make the best use out of them? Think about how they are similar and how they are different. Let's have an activity. Alright, so let's have another activity. So in this activity, you will be given 8 pictures of different living organisms. Based on this 8 picture, you will be given 10 seconds to think about what kingdom these living organisms they belong. Your choices of answers are the following. First, Kingdom Monera. Second, Kingdom Protista. Third, we have Kingdom Fungi. Fourth, we have Kingdom Plantae. And the last one is Kingdom Animalia. Okay, so let's proceed. Okay, let's now check your activity. For number 1, we have Kingdom Animalia. Second, we have Kingdom Plantae. Third, we have Kingdom Animalia. Fourth, we have Kingdom Fungi. Fifth, we have Kingdom Animalia. 6, we also have Kingdom Monera. 7, we also have Kingdom Monera. And 8, we have Kingdom Fungi. Okay, you're doing great. So let's have a guide questions for this activity. What characteristics did you look in order to decide in what group to place an organism? Second, did an organism fit into more than one kingdom? Why or why not? Third, do you think that scientists use the classification when they are studying things? If so, how and why? Do you think that scientists classify organisms? And the last one, why do you think scientists like to classify organisms? In connection to the first question regarding the characteristics did you look at in, of course, you need to identify the characteristics of an organism, either similar or dissimilar. So when I say similar characteristics, they should be put into specific or one group. If that organism has different characteristic, it should be put into another group or kingdom. For the second query regarding about an organism fit into more than one kingdom, there is no organism shall be fitted into more than one kingdom, because an organism has a specific characteristic that falls into a specific kingdom. Thus, no organism shall be fit into more than one kingdom. To clarify things about questions number 3, 4, and 5, let us witness this video presentation. Classification. Classification of living organism is defined as arranging organisms from different groups based on observed characteristics. These organisms are placed in the same group because they behave in a certain way. What you should have expect is, in a particular group, these organisms must have similar characteristics. In science, the practice of classifying organisms is called taxonomy. Taxonomy comes from two words. First is taxis, means arrangement, and second is nomos, means method. So you can say that taxonomy is the method of arrangement. The modern taxonomy was developed by a Swedish taxonomist named Carolus Linnaeus from 1707 to 1778. He used simple classification of organisms based on similar characteristics. Let's proceed now to the advantages in taxonomy or classifying organisms. One of the advantages is it makes us aware of and gives us information regarding the diversity of plants and animals. Second, it makes the study of different kinds of organisms much easier. Third, it tells us about the interrelationship among the various organisms. Fourth, it helps to understand the evolution of organisms. And lastly, it helps environmentalists to develop new methods of conservation of plants and animals. To explain for the work of Linnaeus, let us see the video presentation coming from lrntube.com for the further explanation of the classification of living organisms.
Linnaeus developed a hierarchy of groups for taxonomy to distinguish different levels of similarity. Each classifying group, called taxon, plural taxa, is subdivided into other groups. To remember the order, it is helpful to use a mnemonic device, and I will provide you with a simple one to use. And this is it. Do kings play classic or fun genie songs? Now you can use this mnemonic to remember the taxa in this hierarchical order: domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. Now, under domain, we have three basic domains, and they are archaea, eubacteria, and eukaryotes. Under kingdoms, we have 5 kingdoms, and they are Plantae, Animalia, Fungi, Protista, and Monera. Under phylum, we have invertebrates and vertebrates. Under class, examples are fish, bird, mammals, amphibians. Under order, you can say that what does this organism, or where does this organism get its energy from? That is where you place them in the order. So under family, you talk about the special characteristics of the organism and its relatives. And genus is the first name of the organism, and species is the last name of the organism. So a fun fact about the domain is that it is a broadcast category, while species is the most specific category available. The taxon domain was introduced in 1990 by Carl Weiss.
Let's have an example for adult human male and female. Human belongs to domain Eukarya. Under kingdom Animalia, meaning we are considered to be animals. Human belong also to phylum Chordata, class Mammalia. Human is considered to be under primates, family Humanidae, and genus as Homo, and species as Sapiens. So if you're going to observe, the scientific name of human is Homo sapiens. Another example for taxonomic classification is corn. corn is under the domain of Eukarya. Second, corn is also part of kingdom Plantae because corn is a plant. Then corn is under phylum Magnoliophyta because corn is a flowering plant. Corn is part of class Liliopsida because of monocotyledons. Corn also is under order Cyperalis and under the family of Puaceae. Or let me say, corn is part of grasses or family of grasses. Then the scientific name for corn is Zea maïs under the genus Zea and species maïs. So as you can see, the scientific name of corn is written in italicized format. Let's have these guide questions. First, does classifying these organisms into certain groups help scientists study them? Second, how does classification help scientists study organisms? Classification systems are not part of nature. Instead, they are frameworks created by biologists to help them understand and describe the vast diversity of organisms and suggest relationships among living things. I think you are ready now for the short assessment regarding our lesson this day. So, are you ready? Okay, let us now proceed. Thank you so much, my dear students. This is Teacher Eric, your teacher in science from Magdum National High School. God bless everyone.